Hey guys, welcome. I was just about to make a French bread pizza for my family, and I thought I would make this video so you guys could join along. In my experience, most French bread pizza comes frozen out of a box, so I just want to show you guys how easy it is to make a fresh French bread pizza from scratch in your kitchen, just like this. Let's go. Okay guys, let's get started with this French bread pizza. The only thing that I've done ahead of time is I have pre-melted about 3 tablespoons of butter, and I've preheated my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I do have it on convection. If you don't have convection, that's okay. You can just use the regular bake, and it might just take a little bit longer. So I'm gonna grab some garlic right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab out some of my toppings. I have some olives here that I'm gonna use, and luckily I have some pizza sauce that I've made a couple days ago. Okay, other than this, I'm just going to need some cheese and pepperoni. Pepperoni, cheese. I'm just using a pre-shredded whole milk mozzarella. This one is Galbani. It's pretty good. Now I'm gonna get started by actually chopping up some garlic. I'm gonna add this to the butter as well as some olive oil, and the first step is going to be to make garlic bread out of the French bread. And by toasting it, the main goal is to toast it, because the toasting is going to help it stand up a lot better to the sauce and the toppings. And if I'm going to toast it, might as well add some garlic to it, right? So, here we go. So we're just going to want to chop this up pretty fine. As fine as you can. If there's some chunks, it's not a big deal. Watch your fingers. A little more. That's pretty good. Nothing crazy. I'm just going to go ahead and scoop this up and add it right into my my butter. Give it a little rinse here. It can be kind of sticky. And I'm also going to add some olive oil to this. About I guess 2 or 3 tablespoons olive oil. And this I'm going to brush on my bread and toast it, and then we're going to go from there. So, I live in South Florida, and to be honest, I went to my grocery store and they didn't have any French bread. They had Cuban bread, so that's what we're going to go with today. I promise it's going to be just as good, maybe better, I'm not sure. I guess we're going to find out. So, oh, look at that. This is a pretty big loaf. I'm going to make 4 French breads out of this. I'm going to slice it first in half this way, and then I'm just going to slice it. I'm going to split each of these halves into 2 pizzas each. If you're not familiar with the French bread pizza, there it is. You can see I've got a pretty big bubble in that loaf. It's not ideal, but it's not a big deal either. All right, these are looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and get a baking sheet out now. And of course, I'm going to add some parchment paper to this. Excuse me. Pardon the noise. All right, so let's get our bread on there and butter it up. I'm just going to use a brush here because I have one. If you don't have a brush, you could just use a spoon. Just be careful not to get too much in one spot. I will say one advantage to a spoon is you can see with a brush I have to kind of scoop up this garlic, which is not a big deal. All right, so this is gonna take, I don't know, about 5 minutes, maybe a little less, to toast up in the oven. We don't want it to be like brown and crispy. We just want it to start to toast and stiffen up, give a little more platform for all of our sauce and toppings. All right, it's looking pretty good. All right, these are looking good, so let's go ahead and pop them in the oven, and we can get the rest of our toppings ready. Have my cheese, my sauce. I'm going to put olives on a couple of these because I like black olives. So let's get our pepperoni ready. This is just a cheap Bridgeford pepperoni. Any pepperoni will work for this, really. This is what I could get at BJ's. If you don't know what BJ's is, it's kind of like a Sam's or a Costco, but not quite as nice as either of those. All right, so traditionally on a French bread pizza, the pepperonis aren't cut into thin circles like on a traditional pizza. They're cut more into a chunk. So I'm going to cut some thick slices off of here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and sort of chunk these up. I'm just going to quarter these, actually, is what I'm going to do. And that'll give us the sort of classic French bread pizza pepperoni. All right, that's that. All we have to do now is wait for our bread to toast so that we can finish topping it. Okay guys, the bread's been in here about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and check on it now. We don't want it to get too brown, remember. And it's not really brown at all. I can see that it's starting to get a little bit firm and crispy though. So this is where I'm gonna pull it out. Now at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and sauce, cheese, and top just like any other pizza. I have some pizza sauce here that I made a couple of days ago when I was making pizza. If you don't have that, you can just use really a strained tomato sauce. You can add a little garlic and basil and oregano to that if you'd like. You don't have to. You can buy a canned pizza sauce to make it really easy. And I don't like to go too heavy on these. Definitely some sauce, but they have a tendency to get a little soggy if you put too much sauce on them. Plus, a little sloppy, you know. So now that we got my sauce on here, I can go ahead and add my cheese. Get a little sauce down in that hole there. There we go. Like I said, this is just a whole milk, low moisture shredded mozzarella. It's Galbani brand. It's a decent cheese for making pizza. Maybe not the best, but one of the better brands you're going to be able to find at just about any supermarket or superstore or wherever you are. You can usually get Galbani. So this is going to be personal preference. I'm going semi-heavy on this cheese, I would say. As far as toppings go, you can, anything that you would put on regular pizza, you can put on this and it's gonna be pretty good probably. So one of these, I'm gonna leave just cheese. Kids, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and throw pepperoni on 3 of them. Get on there. And then, got my black olives. Black olives is one of those things, you know, it was like all the pizzas in the 90s had black olives on them, I feel like. But do people still eat black olives on pizzas? I mean, I do, but let me know, do you guys like black olives on your pizza? Am I the only one? Did I watch too much Ninja Turtles? What's up? All right, this looks pretty good. Can't go wrong with a little extra cheese on top. It'll help stick my olives down anyways, right? Get these stragglers here. You can pop these guys back in the oven. It's probably gonna take about 12 to 14 minutes, depending on your oven. We'll see you then. Okay guys, it's actually been about 9 minutes, but I think that these guys are ready to pull out. Oh yeah, they're looking nice now. Okay, so we're gonna let these rest for about 5 minutes before we cut into them. And in the meantime, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you're getting value out of this video, please press the like button. Leave a comment below if you'd like, and please consider subscribing. I am making new videos like this every week. Thank you. Okay, it's been the longest 5 minutes of my life, but we are finally ready to try one of our French bread pizzas here, so without further ado. Nice and crunchy, the cheese is melted, our pepperoni looks nice and toasty. Delicious. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you again, and in the meantime, make yourself some delicious French bread pizza.